What is up, my friend? It is time for another Physical Media Sunday already. That last week just flew by for me. I don't know how it went for you, but I just wanted to go ahead and take a second before we got into this. I know the series is still new. I know there's not a lot of subscribers on this channel, but you probably know I do make a lot of content on, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. I even have a YouTube Shorts channel just for that. And between all those together lately, I have somewhere around like 35,000 followers, which is just wild. It's just me here in my home studio doing this. So it's really cool. And you're a big part of that. You're part of the going along for the ride. And I really appreciate that. So if you're new here, make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. We're having a good time over here on Physical Media Sunday, just, hanging out every week. We just have a cool, chill hangout every Sunday. It's been a really good time. As you can tell from the title of this video, this is a review video. This is probably, this is the first review of a brand new set of discs, a brand new set of physical media here. And as you can see, I kind of have rearranged some stuff here in my studio so I can have more space on this side to actually hold up, the physical media. So you can see physically what I have in my hand. That's kind of the whole point of it. So without making you wait any longer, let's go ahead and show it here. This is the Batman Superman 9-film set on Blu-ray. I got this on sale for, it was $35. Since then, it has gone up to $38. Don't know where that came from. Don't know. It's probably some kind of surveillance pricing. They all do that. You know me, my general rule is for Blu-rays, no more than $8 per movie on Blu-ray. And this came out to being a little under $5 per movie. We got 9 movies for $35. That is more money than I normally would spend in a month on physical media. So my whole budget for the month of August is blown already on this, but I got 9 movies. I mean, normally I'd get somewhere in the neighborhood about 6 or 7. So I got a little bit more, even though I paid a little bit more. So, again, we're still good here. And I do have some other stuff I want to review already in the backlog here for you. So don't worry. There's stuff we're going to be going over this month just fine. But I want to say, we got to take a look at the case, right? That's the big thing here. And I'm a fan of the minimalistic cases these days. So just the kind of silverish logos here says 9-film set. You know who Superman is. You know who Batman is just from the iconography there. On the spine here, same thing, just rearranged. And on the back, we have the poster for each movie. And I was just kind of glancing at it here. There's a little blurb underneath each one that's just a general synopsis of what the movie is. And I have to say, there's a lot of heft to this as well. This feels pretty sturdy. A lot of times whenever you get a DVD, it's got those cutouts in there for material saving, which is great. But sometimes when you spend money on something, you want to get what you paid for. And this definitely feels really cool just to hold in the hand, which is a big part of the physical media experience to me. I don't know about you. Go ahead and just take this out of here. I'm going to actually do it this way because I can already tell that. There we go. That's the front of it right there, which looks identical to the slip cover. And but still, that means you could display it with or without the slip cover. That's fine if you wanted to. And then what I've noticed on the back here, this is actually my first time opening this thing. I took the plastic off, which was poor form. Okay, I should have waited till you were here to take the plastic off, but here we are. But so we have, instead of the posters, we have just a still from each movie. You're not gonna be able to see that too well. I'm gonna post these in the physical media chat over on Video Visions. If you do want to take a look at that at some point in time, that will be there. Just more pictures of whatever I find in here. And that same blurb is still there, but each one's just a still from the movie. So let's go ahead and open this thing up. That is a very satisfying click, I'll tell you that much. Oh, okay, well, hold on. There's something in the way. I can kind of see. Okay, what's cool here is also there's you can kind of see, you won't be able to see it too well, but there's like just each one is just like, here's a movie, here's each movie in the set, and then credits for each movie as you go down. And I can tell that there's, half on one side, half on the other side. The discs are in front of it, but still. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a look here. So Superman, the original theatrical release, is our first one. Look, what did we talk about? Art on discs. Okay, we got it, right? Superman 2 right here. And that. Okay, yeah. See, I was wondering, I thought this was the case, and I don't know if I read it on there, if I was paying attention or not. But Superman 2, this is the Richard Donner cut, which we talked about a little bit on the last Physical Media Sunday how this is kind of like has become sort of the definitive cut of Superman 2. So I'm really excited that that is the version they included in here. Now, Superman 3 does say original theatrical release on there. I don't know if you can see that, but it does say that. And then, let's see, Superman 4, The Quest for Peace, also original theatrical release. I don't know why. I don't remember there being different cuts of 1, 3, and 4 that anybody was obsessed with. So I don't know why they're saying that specifically on these, especially because Superman Returns, we see Brandon Ruth here now. There's no original theatrical release on there either. So I don't know. That's very strange why they chose to do that. But I don't know. Let's continue on here, shall we? And all right, Batman 1989. They made the best Batman movie in 1989. They have not made a better one since. They've made ones I like. Don't get me wrong, but this one's the best one to me. All right. Of course, Batman Returns. We do have kind of like a difference in the covers here as well, or the art as well. Kind of see, just gives you an idea of the different vibe of the movie, which is kind of cool. Batman Forever, of course, Val Kilmer. And let me tell you something. I'm going to pause for a second here. Batman Forever, we owe Joel Schumacher an apology. We really do. I recently rewatched it within the last few weeks, and it is such a better thought out Batman movie than what we gave Schumacher credit for. I think so. I'm gonna do a bonus. Well, now that I have this, I'm gonna do a bonus DVD playback watch along over on Video Visions later this month, sometime in the next couple of weeks, but before the end of August, where we're gonna watch Batman Forever, because I do think it deserves another look from us. And then of course Batman and Robin, which, you know, Batman and Robin is one of those ones where, here's the thing, okay? We have, what's funny is we have Mr. Freeze, right? We have Batman, we have Robin in the silver suits. We don't have noticeably missing Batgirl, Bane, Poison Ivy. Not that I expected them to cram all the characters on one disc. It's just curious, you know, who they decided to put on there and where. But, you know, Batman and Robin, to me, this is just a diatribe I'm going to go on, but I think it's a fun movie if you think of it as a 1990s big screen adaptation of the 1960s TV show. So if you just kind of can sort of put some blinders on and pretend that we jumped from the 60s to the 90s with no other Batman media, and just watch that movie sort of in a vacuum and think of it like that, and maybe even watch an episode of the 1960s Batman before you watch this, maybe that'll make it. Mr. Freeze is in at least one episode of that show. I know that for a fact. And then, you know, say, hey, we're doing like a 90s interpretation of what they would have thought Poison Ivy and Bane would have been like back in the 60s, you know? So anyway, this is really cool so far. This set is really cool. So now the only thing left for us to do is to actually put each of these discs in and just take a little look at each one. Okay, so here we are. We've got the movie here pulled up. I had to download a special Blu-ray player software, because playing Blu-rays on your PC, you can't just do that, evidently. Keeps jumping around here. I don't know what's up with that. So let's first let's just take a look here. This is the menu. At least we do have a menu here, right? This doesn't seem to want to just like let me pick anything. That's weird. Let's just play it. Then how about that? And here, let's go ahead and just jump ahead a little bit. Yeah, okay. So here we have Krypton is crumbling. And we've got this red filter on here because of everything that's going on in the sky there, obviously. But it still looks pretty good from what I can tell. Jump a little further ahead here. Okay, yeah, so we're getting to, this is the creation or the growing of the Fortress of Solitude now. Now, okay, so here's the other thing. Let me skip back a little bit here too, because, yeah. So this is our younger Clark Kent, right? And I kind of want to see what he looks like with sort of, you know, like the makeup job earlier on. Sorry, I'm knocking the microphone around here. Yeah, this younger version of Clark, who is clearly not a teenager that they're trying to make look like a teenager. All right, now for real, let's skip a little bit ahead to the actual, you know, Supermaning part of the thing. Here we have him at the Daily Planet. Sounds nice and crisp too, I gotta say. And so here is like the definitive moment. Like here is where Superman first reveals himself to the public. And we hear the theme song. If we're going to get cut with anything, it's going to be the music. So I'm going to cut the music here. Sorry about that. But I can tell you right now in my headphones, it sounds really good. Yeah, I'm also doing this too because we definitely got a not a strike, but YouTube was like, this RoboCop thing you're doing here, that's cute and all, but we're not going to go for it. Okay, so again, we have the scene, the opening, the landing page here, we'll say. I just want to see what the special features say. Introduction by Richard Donner, very cool. Commentary, of course, and then Superman 2, Restoring the Vision. So I'm guessing that's just kind of talking about how we got the Donner cut completely. So cool. Yeah, more special features. Let's go ahead and just see what the movie looks like. The following film represents Superman 2 as it was originally conceived. I love this. Some footage was taken from screen tests and scenes where we were not unable to shoot. So, of course, again, sometimes you just got to make do with what you want if you're trying to go for the big vision. The little miniature that this was filmed, or this was a miniature that they filmed. Very cool. A lot easier to tell in perspective in high def, but still very cool that they were they made it like that. Very fun. All right, we got Lex Luthor here in prison, and of course his right-hand man Otis, and looks good. Looks really good. Now Lois and Clark, they are on assignment here. They are posing as a married couple while they're sort of undercover to get a story, of course. And Clark is wrestling with maybe perhaps telling Lois the truth. Yeah, but the thing is, Lois already knows. She already knows. She knows the truth. She's going to call us bluff. What did I tell you? She knew. Really just want to skip ahead to the Supermaning, see a little bit of the action here. And again, just like with the last one, it sounds great. It looks great. Yes, Superman 2. This is the best one. I don't know if I said that earlier or not, but it is Richard Donner. He created the modern superhero movie with Superman, and then he just perfected it with Superman 2. And then Sam Raimi took it even further with Spider-Man, which you can see on VHS right here behind me. As we move on to Superman 3, one thing I can tell you about this case is that the discs are proving to be a little hard to peel out of there, but they're resilient. They bend, they're not just going to snap in half. So I guess that's fine, but yeah, I don't know. It's not the most fun experience. Well, we see the opening here, and this is definitely there's Richard Pryor, right? Let's look at the special features. Here, of course, we have commentary, making of, deleted scenes in the theatrical trailer. Okay, again, so we have some worthwhile extras on here. Let's go ahead and play the movie. All right, we have some explosions here, and at this point in time, the franchise has gone on long enough. We can see sort of the advancements in technology as far as shooting things go, as far as just how the film looks, etc., and just general styles and whatnot. I mean, Superman 3, we're jumping ahead from 1978 to 1983. So, and you can tell, you definitely can tell. And I think just the quality of the scan here, the quality of the movie here on the Blu-ray really does drive that home. But again, it looks awesome. I have no complaints about this whatsoever. All right, now it is time for us to take a look at Superman 4. My question for you this week is Superman 4 worse than Batman v Superman? I mean, to you, what is the worst Superman movie? Let me know in the comments. All right, special features wise, of course, like the other ones, we have commentary. We have the Superman 50th anniversary special. Interesting. Deleted scenes, theatrical trailer. Very cool. We're only in like the opening moments here, but already this looks really good. Of course, we are jumping ahead about 4 years. 1987, the year I was born. In case you were curious. All right, there we have him. Our first glimpse at our villain-ish guy here. It's funny. We're thinking about Superman here as this 1970s franchise. Again, it started in the late 70s, and we were only 2 years before Batman is brought to the screen. So that's very interesting when you think about it. I also think people forget that John Cryer was in this movie as well, but there he is in the movie. And again, man, I have no complaints. I mean, this does look really good. Now we are on to Superman Returns. I guess technically this is Superman 3, right? It's been a while since I've seen it, but I do believe that was the idea. It's like Superman 2 happened and then none of the other ones happened, right? So let's take a look at our special features here. Requiem for Krypton, the making of. Okay, Resurrecting Jor-El. All right. Bryan Singer's video journal. Don't care. Deleted scenes and trailer, of course. Okay, let's take a look at the movie. All right, our opening here is looking pretty good. You know, I respect that they did this as an experiment. Like, you know, we're not going to jump off from the beginning. We're not going to launch a whole thing. We're just going to kind of go back and sort of redo some of the franchise, I guess. I just don't know if it was the right call. You know what I mean? If you're trying to launch a new franchise 20-ish years into the future, was that the right way to go? I don't know. But yeah, despite all that, the movie does look good. I am going to go ahead and give this one an A+ as well. Now, of course, that does mean we do have to move on to Batman, and no menu screen. It looks like we're just going straight into the movie here. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that is a really, really good looking shot. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. Maybe you're getting like too good of a look at the armor in this one. I don't know if you were supposed to see this as well as we're seeing it right now. Wow. The Joker looks good too. The colors look great. Look at that. What's great is even in, you know, this high def, this good of a look, the makeup on the Joker still looks really good. I just had to make sure we got to that part. Now, again, with Batman Returns, we are just going straight into the movie. We do not have a title page on this one. Now, I will say in this one, you were meant to get a better look at the suit than you were in the one before it. And look at it. It looks great. Such an iconic moment. For me, at least. I love that part. Now, of course, we do need to get a decent look at Catwoman in action as well. If we're going to be doing a review of this, we got to see the suit. We got to see the whip flying. Everything has to be on display for us to give this a good actual review. And of course, we have to see this conversation between Batman and the Penguin that ultimately leads to the first fight between Batman and Catwoman. Again, if we're going to give it an honest review, we got to see the action. Yeah, it looks awesome. I can't complain. I mean, yeah, you can tell that's green screen a little bit better than you normally would have been able to, but it doesn't really. It's not putting me off of the Blu-ray at all. Okay, now we are on to Batman Forever, and once again, we are just jumping into the movie. I'm not expecting a title screen at this point in time at all for this one or Batman and Robin. This is just kind of more of the same at this point. Opening already looking pretty good. Really just want to get to the scene where, you know, we have Robin fully suited up. We have Batman in this kind of shimmery black suit as well, just to get a good look at it here. And again, looks awesome. Looks really, really good. All right, now we are jumping straight into Batman and Robin. Yeah, we're good here. I mean, one thing I'll say, I do like the design of Mr. Freeze for this movie. I don't know what you think about it, but I think it fits really well, especially in the context of this movie, and just kind of, as a, you know, generally cool looking character. I do think he looks pretty good in the movie. All right, so I do want to just kind of stop here and kind of make sure we do get the good look at Poison Ivy as our other villain here in the movie. And yeah, I mean, again, the colors look great. The movie quality looks great. It's good. All right, we need to go ahead and get a decent look at Batgirl here as well. And of course, somewhere in here, we also have to make sure we get our eyes on Bane too, just to see how he translates to the Blu-ray. We had to backtrack a little bit to find Bane, but there he is. You know, here we are. This is the weakest one out of the whole Burtonverse, like we kind of mentioned before. But again, gotta ask, is it worse than Batman v Superman? Which one do you think is the worst one? Well, there you have it, y'all. The Batman Superman 9 film set on Blu-ray. And, we are all about budget over here on this channel. And again, coming in at under $5 a piece, I'd say, yeah, this was well worth the buy for me. I don't know. What do you think? Is this something that you would go for? Is this something you would want in your collection? If not, what is something you'd be looking for? If you wanted a set of something specifically on Blu-ray, if you could have up to 9 movies for less than $5 a piece to add to your physical media collection, what would that be? I would like to know. I'd like to hear that so we can maybe even explore that a little bit. But we're going to go ahead and wrap this up for now. I'm going to put this thing back on the shelf where it belongs until I am ready to watch through all of them completely. But yeah, make sure you're subscribed. Again, like we said already, like the video if you like this video, because, that would be very cool. It helps me out big time whenever you do that here. And I am going to be doing some more fun stuff next week as well. I got a couple things planned. I don't know what order I'm going to be doing some things in, but we have some more VHS related type stuff coming up. And of course, some more reviews. I got a DVD review coming up as well. And then we're going to be doing some actual bargain hunting out in the wild coming up as well. Probably early September is when we're going to be doing that, whenever I'm back to, buying things again after I haven't spent my whole monthly budget on discs already in the very beginning of the month. Appreciate y'all so much for being here. Thank you so much. I will see you back here next Sunday. And remember, the future is physical.